Everything was permitted except one thing, one tree, one prohibition. In a garden of thousands of trees, one was marked. And the serpent knew exactly which one to ask about. The Hebrew word for serpent, nachash, also carries connotations of brightness, of shining, of divination. Whatever this creature was, the text emphasizes that it was more shrewd than any animal in the field. Not evil-looking, not monstrous, shrewd. The serpent's question was precise. Did God really say you cannot eat from any tree in the garden? It was not a statement, not a command, not a temptation in the obvious sense. It was a question designed to reframe. The answer Eve gave was already slightly off. She added that they could not touch the tree either. The original prohibition said nothing about touching. The distortion was already happening before any fruit was eaten. The serpent had introduced something new into the garden, doubt about what had actually been said. 3 reasons. That's what Genesis 3 gives us for what Eve did. She saw the fruit was good for food, she saw it was beautiful, and she saw it was desirable for gaining wisdom. Physical, aesthetic, intellectual. The full range of human desire, nourishment, beauty, understanding, aimed at a single object. And she took, and she ate, and she gave to her husband, and he ate. The text records Adam's decision in 4 words. He was with her. He did not argue. He did not ask. He did not hesitate. The text describes what happened immediately after. Their eyes were opened. Not their senses. Not their bodies, their eyes. The knowledge of good and evil, the thing God had said would come with death, opened their eyes to something they had never seen before. Each other. And themselves. And they were afraid. The first emotion recorded after the fruit is not guilt, not physical pain, not punishment. Shame. They heard footsteps. The sound of God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And they hid. The first human response to the presence of God, after the fruit, was to find a tree to hide behind. God called out, "Where are you?" It was not a question of location. God knew where they were. It was the first question ever asked in the Bible, and it was not a request for information. It was an invitation to stop hiding. Adam came out. "I heard you. I was afraid. I was naked. I hid." The consequences came. Not immediately. First, a conversation. God asked. Adam blamed Eve. Eve blamed the serpent. The serpent was cursed. Eve was told something about pain and relationship. Adam was told about the ground. It would resist him now. The work he had done in the garden, effortlessly and joyfully, would now come against difficulty. The word used for the painful labor given to Adam is the same word used for the painful labor given to Eve. They would both labor, differently, with the same word underneath both. Before they were sent out, God made something for them. Garments of skin. He clothed them. This detail is usually passed over quickly, but it is precise. The first clothing in the Bible was made by God, not by Adam, not by Eve. The same presence they had been hiding from, the same voice that had pronounced their consequences, clothed them for the journey they were about to take. The expulsion was not abandonment. East of Eden, that is where they went. The text places a cherub and a flaming, turning sword to guard the eastern entrance to the garden, not to punish, to prevent return. The tree of life was still there. If they had eaten from it in their new state, the text says they would have lived forever, but in that state, changed, knowing, outside the relationship. The sword was not cruelty. It was mercy with an edge. And east of Eden, the world began. The forgotten chapters don't end here. The next one is already waiting.